Now that I look at it, with just the black background, I just look like a floating head. So we're going to go ahead. We're just going to put something on the back. Hopefully you guys enjoy the gameplay we have on screen for you. All right, this is going to be a more laid back. I just want to talk to you guys. I want to talk to you guys about things that were being said in the comment section. But of course, before we get into that, make sure you guys like this freaking video. Can we get 461 likes or more on this video? Can't wait to hear all your guys' comments in the comment section. Sound off. So we had a lot of people in the DBS video, right? The DBS getting nerfed. And we also had a lot of comments regarding this topic in my most recent video talking about the buffs that are coming to the P90, the Ace 32, and the barrel. And that was regarding the UMP. Now, for the longest, I just figured everybody was just kind of like me, right? Where people really just like the UMP, which is true. A lot of people like the gun. But we had a lot of people show up out of the woodworks, right? They popped up out of nowhere talking about they want the UMP nerfed. And this is a very, very hard video for me to do, because any of you guys have watched my videos or, followed the channel, even like a little bit, you would know that I'm absolutely in love with the UMP. Most of my gameplay that I have on the channel, I'm always showcasing the UMP because it got a massive buff and it really changed the meta, right? But now all of a sudden you have people saying, well, this isn't fair. If you're going to nerf the DBS, then damn it, you have to nerf the UMP 45 as well. And this is the issue that why people are saying the UMP is too strong. Okay, this is basically the argument. The argument is it's the only SMG that you can basically pre-fire. If you think of an SMG, for example, like the Uzi or the Vector, okay, those ones you can't really pre-fire because the rate, even though their damage output is extremely low, the rate of fire is extremely high. So pre-firing with the Uzi, no one's really said like the Uzi is like too overpowered, it's too cracked. No one ever says that. No one ever says that about the Vector. It's more or less you can 1v1 with it, maybe get away with a 1v2, but we're talking about squad wipes and things like that. You just don't have enough time, especially if you're getting pushed all at once. But with the UMP 45, you can pre-fire, which is true, especially if you have an extended mag. You can pre-fire, which will give you time to adjust. Even if you're missing the first couple shots, you can still have time to adjust. And the hip fire is super cracked. It really is. But does that mean it calls for a nerf? So if you made this far into the video, I really want to know what you guys think regarding this. Try to be just like I am. I'm trying to, from the outside looking in, even though I have a heavy bias towards being in favor of the UMP, or is it simply just too strong? Is the weapon too strong? And then if they nerfed it, I just don't know. To me, the DBS is something that has truly kind of ruined the game in the sense of not only in classics, right? But more specifically, all right, something that a lot of people enjoy, even if you watching this don't enjoy it that much. Esports and PUBG Mobile is massive. I mean, on a global scale, it is huge how big esports is. And when you're watching esports, when all you would see was the DBS in every hand of every player, it gets very, very stale. The content gets incredibly stale. It's boring to watch it. You'll watch it and it's just the same thing. It gets to the point to where you want to see people using different things. Yeah, there's always going to be a few weapons at the top that are, considered meta. You also want to see people using other things. You want to see what, people are capable of. But like I said a couple of videos ago, when you're actually physically forced into a meta and you got like 2, maybe 3 weapons to choose from, it gets very, very boring from the classic level all the way to the esports level. Now that's the DBS. When it comes to the UMP, it's never been, it's a really, really great weapon, but it's not really to the point to where it's truly like completely broken the game. All right. I mean, when you're talking about things like, and again, it's not just the M4, but any 5.56 spray weapon and things like the DBS, like these are things that have truly shifted and completely changed how everybody plays the game. The UMP is not, it's not in that category. Again, this is my opinion. It's truly, I'm not being biased here. It's not in the category where it's like, wow, I keep dying to the UMP. This gun is so broken. I wish they would just nerf it. The first time I ever heard anybody, at least in my comment section, and we get a lot of comments, the first time I ever heard someone mention that the UMP should be nerfed is when I dropped the DBS video talking about how, you know, it's getting nerfed. And that's another thing. I think unless you didn't watch that video, the DBS video, it's still going to be just as broken in CQC. I think a lot of people missed that point or maybe didn't make it that far into the video. But if you go back and watch it, the only thing that's really being nerfed is the damage it does from range. It's not going to have that punching power at 40 meters. The only thing they're nerfing is the damage over distance. You know, but then you got, like I said, you got people coming out of the woodworks talking about the UMP, how it's too broken all of a sudden. It's ruining the game. Like, that I don't understand. I do not understand that. It's like, what do people want? Do they want everybody to have water guns on the battlefield? Like, it just, to me, it just doesn't make any sense. I can't even wrap my head around it. When we're talking about the spray meta and all these things, and we've said it 100,000 times, there's only one thing they would need to do that would make it to where a lot of other weapons would instantly, we're talking overnight, make a lot of weapons incredibly relevant. They could easily fix, you know, the meta. They recognize there's a problem with the meta because if there wasn't, they wouldn't keep buffing all of these other weapons. That wouldn't happen. You know, the reason why they buffed the Scar was so people wouldn't be using the M4 as much. Then they made the AUG a world spawn, again, to give something, you know, to give people a weapon other than the M4 to use, because all they kept hearing was, you know, the M4 is too strong. You know, then they're, you know, buffing the 7.62 weapons, they're buffing the sniper rifles, they're buffing the shotguns, they buff the SMGs, but they haven't touched one weapon. The only weapon they haven't touched is the M4. If they reduce the damage from range, it would literally fix everything. And if they reduce the damage done over distance with these 5.56 ARs, I truly believe players would not just get up and just walk away. What game are they going to go to? What game are they even walk away from? What? Where are they going to go? You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make any sense to me why they won't make that change, or at least try it. I mean, they've buffed weapons, you know, they've nerfed them. They make changes all the time. Maybe they should just try it. You know, maybe they should just try it. But one thing I can guarantee you, the answer to everyone's problems is not nerfing the UMP. Makes no sense.
Excellent work.